Barak Howell, Barak Howell Shai, Barak Howell, Barak Howell Shai, Barak Howell, Barak Howell Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Shemi Shai, Wahara Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honor you brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So this video, I'm gonna call it something to the effect of the Bible is soon is gonna be regarded as a terrorist item. Okay, because what we know for the scriptures, if we start in the book of Mark, the 13th chapter, what we know from the scriptures is that in the end times, when we was gonna have wars, rumors of wars, and later on what's known as the time of Jacob's trouble, we was gonna have a situation where the elite banking families or the kings of the earth was gonna come up against the standard that Yahweh Shemi Shai set up. And what was going to happen was what happened during the time of Acts, when different apostles and teachers and prophets were put into the prisons. Some were stoned, like Stephen. Stephen was stoned and he died a righteous death. The scripture talks about how in the sight of men, they seem to perish. So in that situation, which was like a precursor of what was going to happen in the times that we're living in right now, people might think that this man had died and he had died a quote unquote worthless life. But the fact of the matter is, they had died for the truth. And when we go back into the book of Revelations, the 10th chapter, the scriptures require that you be faithful even unto death. But going back onto the point, which is that these scriptures pretty soon are going to be regarded as a terrorist item, is because contained within this Bible is everything that you need to know about the past, the present, and the future in terms of prophecy, in terms of history, in terms of any facet of life. It's all written within the scriptures. But building up on that, and more importantly, you got a situation where you got a new world order that they're trying to set up, and the Bible is in direct opposition to that. When you got it to where you got the Israelites are out there on the streets, and one of the main things is that they say is, Esau, your kingdom is going to be destroyed. What you're saying there is an anti-New World Order statement, and therefore anti this government, and therefore, as far as they're concerned, a terrorist statement. All right, when you got it to where these so-called Islamists and Muslims, they're bringing down buildings. Okay, they're breaking down you ain't supposed to be doing it. All right, but when you're speaking through the scriptures and you're also saying the same, you're saying what the Lord's gonna do, and it's in the same vein, and it's in the same breath, if you will, as what's been happening with these Muslims. Well, then you better believe that they're gonna try tie those two things together. But when we say, what we say is that the Lord's gonna do it. All right, because we're not the ones that are the forgers of our own fortune. The Lord's the one that's gonna forge the fortune for us. In that the Lord's gonna send his Yahweh, the Most High, is gonna send his Son, and in sending his Son, as spoken about within the book of Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, his Son is gonna take down Esau, and he's going to take down the other nations. Matter of fact, when you go into the book of Revelations, the scriptures say that in righteousness doth he make war. He was going to make war with the heathen nations in righteousness and take them out of the position that they're in right now of ruling in wickedness. And he was going to establish a kingdom that was going to be forever, which was going to be in righteousness. This is spoken about within the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. And also to the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter on the 44th verse. The book of Mark, 13 and 7, it says, and when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrow. And this is the times that we're living in right now, where we got the beginnings of sorrow, where you've got earthquakes all over the place, where you got rumors of war all over the place, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it says, but take heed to yourself that for they shall deliver you up to the council. Now, this happened in the past, but it's also going to happen now in the times that we're living in right now, because you're saying, when you're reading the Bible, when you open the scriptures and you say, you go to the book of Malachi, the first chapter, and you're going into how Esau was going to build up this place that you know as America, Britain, and so on and so forth. And you said there was going to be an extraterrestrial body that was going to come down and destroy all of that. That's anti this system. Okay, that's a terrorist type saying. In fact, the proof of that is you got it to where Trump is not inviting, the extraterrestrial beings that's gonna destroy this planet into the earth. He's set up a new space force against such a thing, and that's gonna fulfill what is spoken about within the book of Revelations, the 12th chapter, where the scripture says, "Michael and his angels shall fight against the dragon and his angels." So when you're reading these scriptures and you're saying that, well, you're going on the side of those extraterrestrial beings, that being Yahweh Shai, that's going to come into the earth and basically destroy the earth. Okay, as far as these people are concerned, you're a traitor, but in the eyes of the Lord, we're down for the cause, man. Because ultimately, you might call it an extraterrestrial being. Well, the Lord was in the flesh when he was on the earth, and he left in the flesh, and he's coming back to reestablish his throne. You go to the book of Amos, the 9th chapter, on the 9th verse, it talks about the tabernacles of David being set up. Well, who's going to be above King David? It's going to be Yahweh Shai. And above Yahweh Shai is going to be Yahweh. And they're going to rule the earth, and they're going to rule the earth in righteousness. But what these people have established, which is the wickedness and the evil, the idolatry, the fornication, all of that, everything that's pushed within this society, the Lord's gonna destroy. He's gonna do away with it. And as far as that's why the scripture says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world." For what's in the world, the lust of the flesh, fornication, and so on and so forth. You get caught up in it, you can find yourself getting in trouble. But that's why the scripture says, "Love not this world," because when you don't love this world, one, you're not gonna be in a position where you're compromised, and two, you're gonna be in a position when the Lord comes back and he does away with this society, you're not going to feel some type of way. Remember the story of Lot's wife and how she turned back. Well, she was caught up with the affairs of Sodom. But see, Lot had to keep it moving. And therefore, the Lord destroyed what? He destroyed Lot's wife. And she's still standing there as a pillar of salt unto this day. Okay? But you got to have your mindset out of this kingdom, because it's going to be destroyed. And, and the instrument we use to push that is the scriptures. So in effect, these scriptures are they're like the manuscript. Okay, that's like against this society. All right, so let me read this again. It says, "But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to council, and in the synagogues you shall be beaten, and you shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them." All right, so that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be out there, man, raw. Okay, and some brothers are gonna have to be put to death. But as you're gonna see within these scriptures, the scripture says that what? You're supposed to be faithful unto death. Revelations 2 and 9, 10. And I read this scripture yesterday in the video that I did yesterday. When we read it again, Revelations 2 and 9, it says, "Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, the deceiver Esau, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death." Which he puts, and if I gotta go through that, then I pray he puts the spirit upon me to be faithful unto death. And the scripture says, you're gonna have a reward, which is the crown of life. And that goes hand in hand, like I said yesterday, that goes hand in hand with the scriptures. So that's a heavy spirit. Okay, see how the spirit brought that particular scripture out again? All right, so that's a spirit, that's a particular spirit that the Lord must want out. But going back onto the video, that's the reward, the crown of life. The scripture says that he that loseth his life shall gain his life, and he that seeks to gain his life, meaning to say you're seeing these rappers, athletes, and you want to be like them. The Lord said you was going to lose your life. All right, when he comes and he destroys this place, you wasn't going to keep your Mercedes Benz, your Ferrari, and transpire that into the kingdom of the Lord after doing all of the wickedness that you had done. No, rather the contrary. All your riches were going to be burnt away. And as for your gold, it was going to be transferred unto the righteous. Okay, it was going to be given unto the righteous. So, that's the video. Lord's will is of edification. But I'm going to say, oh, praise unto Yahweh, Shem Yahshai, Waharu Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles, a great millstone. On the ship of us to be pushing the truth in sincerity. Shalom.